Symphony number 9. It's a favorite of mine. It's Rhyme and Reason 447.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why.
Hey there, Tony here with some classical today. And you might be thinking, oh, brother, don't turn it off. It's not going to be total long hair stuff, I promise. I'm talking about, of course, the Symphony number 9 from basically my favorite composer, Ludwig van Beethoven. It looks like Beethoven. But anyway, Ludwig is my favorite composer. And that Symphony number 9 is one of my favorites. But what's the big deal about Symphony number 9, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Here's the deal, since I'm jumping right into this. Well, first let me say this. I'm a singer-songwriter, just in case you didn't already know that. So the idea of deafness is about as scary a thought as I can imagine. And the reason I bring it up is because, like I said, I was listening to Beethoven's Symphony number 9. That's a link in the show notes. If you click on that, it should take you to a YouTube version of at least part of that symphony. I can't remember if it was the whole thing now that I'm thinking about it. Was it the whole thing or was it an adagio? I don't remember. But if you click on that, I think if you have any appreciation of classical music, I think you'll like it. Besides that, Ludwig composed that beautiful music when he was nearly totally deaf. And for me, that's maybe one of the most inspiring examples of how you should remember you're an overcomer. You should remember that. You should think about that. Or at least you try to be. And don't allow fears and those who are out there spreading those fears rob you of your force. Don't allow fears to rob you of your force. Instead, be a Beethoven. Make a daily note, little pun there, to yourself. Make a note to yourself to stay composed. Oh no, more puns. By the way, staying composed with music like Symphony number 9, calm and collected, it can also help you reduce your heart rate if yours needs it. Mine doesn't because I already have too slow a heart rate. So, one of those things. But listening to that kind of music can help prevent hypertension and cardiovascular disease. Well, why is that? Because it matches the natural rhythms of your body. So your body actually physically responds to it. You could pause this episode, this podcast episode of mine. You could pause this, go listen to some of that symphony right now, and you'll notice if you're a person with a typical heart rate of, say, like 60 to 65 beats per minute. Unfortunately, mine are down in the 40s lately, so I'm working on it. Anyway, if you listen to that music, you'll notice that it kind of flows with your natural rhythm. It's pretty cool. So music and exercise can make your heart health rise. And I read about some Finnish, American, and British researchers. Since it's Finnish, American, and British, FAB, I'll call them the FAB team, okay? How they used a technique called sonification to hear, and they put hear in quotes. I'll put it in air quotes here for you. They hear how certain proteins function. Now, that's pretty cool. Sonification occurs when composed music and mathematical algorithms connect. They use the word interconnect, but they intertwine, they connect together. These researchers believe that listening to those proteins and how they work might actually help doctors discover and treat diseases more effectively. Now, that's pretty cool, right? Who knew? Well, I'm going to say, with the question of who knew, and it's a somewhat educated guess on my part, but I'm going to bet that the inventor of music knew. The healing power of music is really still just being discovered. They're just now dipping into it. And some research might prove that to be wishful thinking. I admit that. But I'm not discarding the potential. Not me, because I know how much God loves us. And don't you think it'd be just like him to put healthful benefits in something you can't even see, in music, helpful benefits inside something you can't even see. It's not literally inside it because it doesn't have physicality. I get that. But you see what I'm saying. Hopefully you do. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? That's what I'm saying. So my recommendation for you today is listen to some music that matches those natural rhythms of your body, because you just can't beat it. See what I did there? Anyway, boy, I just cracked myself up. Your mind and your body will thank you for the sounds and potential healing. And what better way to be healthy, and what else could be more appealing except maybe living forever with the one who invented the way we can all live better with music. Yeah, that's more beneficial, I'd say. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Little Old Rhyme and Reason podcast over here. This is Tony, your host, brought to you by TonyFunderburk.com. That guy's got a really cool name. Anyway, maker of fine books and merch, words and music, and rhymes and reasons. As always, and I always say this because it's true, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a